Good evening, everyone. Keith Johnson, CPA here with your Business Beat for Tuesday, June 29th, 2021. We are just about halfway through the year. I know it comes earlier every year, it seems like. And of course, as I mentioned last night, this is Jobs Week, which means that we're going to get our June jobs number on Friday at 8:30. So it's must-see TV for that, for obvious reasons. So we're gonna, in light of that, we're gonna do a couple stories here. First, in now what's called a phenomenon now called the Great Resignation after the Great Depression and the Great Recession. Is a movement that is gaining steam because more and more employers are requiring people to go back to work. What we're seeing is a lot of companies are actually asking their workers to come back to the office. Maybe 1 or 2 days a week. They could be from home, but by and large, they want people to come back to the office, mainly because the collaboration is better with a person, and also they, can better track if the employee is actually doing the work. And also it makes sense too to justify their rent and mortgage payments, which are pretty substantial. So there are reasons for that. My view is, I can see a day or two a week at home, but not totally remote anymore. At some point, you gotta go back to work. But a lot of people don't feel that way. A study on Monster said that 95% of people that they surveyed are considering changing jobs. And, a lot of it's not because of pay. Well, sometimes it is, obviously. It is a reason. But, they just want a better quality of life. And they also want to see if there's a better job out there. I get it. I certainly changed jobs before, and I'm all for it. I just hope that people think this through and have plans when they do decide. And don't rage quit. Just don't do the Willie or Johnny Paycheck song. Take this job and shove it. You want to at least have a plan. If you're gonna quit a job, have a plan. But a lot of people were like, well, they had a lot of travel before the virus hit, and they just don't want to go back to commuting and all of that. And and they also balance childcare and remote schooling. So I get it. I'm not an ogre about it, but at the same time, you figure if you are in a career, especially if you're a younger worker, employers look at you like, well, you need to be in the office. If you're not in the office, how do we know you're there? So I get both sides of the argument. And, I think, but again, I think, if businesses are stuck with huge rent payments I don't think they want to pay rent because, they are usually taking out 4, 5, 6-year leases. They don't want to have all of the space empty for no reason. So, it's a phenomenon, and so we're seeing that. Also, another reason is if some place isn't providing enough opportunities for growth, not enough opportunities for promotion, or things like that, people tend to get burnt out. Everybody's a little bit on edge because of all this. We're still coming out of it, but I think that's going to be an issue going forward. Another thing is that along the we're seeing along with the great great resignation is there was a survey done by, I believe it was Indeed. Just want to make sure I had it. Yeah, I think it was. Yes, it was Indeed. They they are saying that now people, the employees, are getting hooked on bonuses, on hiring bonuses. And if companies fail to offer a hiring bonus, a lot of workers are going to look elsewhere. We're seeing this a lot in the states that have kept up their unemployment benefits. For instance, we are seeing in this survey, um, it mentioned there are at least 10 states, most of them blue or bluish, they are providing workers with $2,000 when they accept a new job. So it's like about another 6 weeks of unemployment that they pass out. Now, sometimes it's in lieu of the federal unemployment, so they will get it when they do. Sometimes they will get it towards the end of the program. So I think, at this point, at least for the time being, I get it. You got a chance to get a bonus. You want to take it. You just want to make sure that you have proper withholdings taken out of it, because they are, it's considered taxable income. Now, what I would believe is that, again, and I mentioned this yesterday, you want to, if you're considering changing jobs or considering finding a job, you want to do it now, because as more and more states totally cut off the unemployment benefits, they're going to flood the market with a lot of unemployed workers, and it's going to tip the balance from being in favor of the worker to being in favor of the employee now, or employer. So what's going to happen is, down the road, as more businesses develop, yeah, there'll be more jobs in the long term, but in the short term, yeah, or medium term, I should say, if you are thinking about getting a job, you want to do it now before everybody starts doing it. So it's a good thing. Couple things. The Supreme Court decision season is winding down. They are going to finish on Thursday. That's going to be an interesting day, because we'll find out if Stephen Breyer is going to retire. He's been a Supreme Court justice. He was a Clinton appointee, and I believe he's 81 years old. He's on the liberal side, so it's 6-3 conservative right now. So, I mean, whoever they pick is not going to be, it's not going to change the ideology of things so much, because you'll be replacing a liberal judge with a liberal judge, but you will probably make one younger, so that if things shift down the line, and it could be, you could get it with Alito and Thomas coming out maybe in the next couple of years. I don't think they'll retire this year. I haven't seen any chatter about that. So barring any health issues, I don't see them retiring. But if you change out a liberal for a liberal, but if it's a younger liberal justice, it could start to set the table for when Alito and Clarence Thomas retire in the next few years. So we'll see what happens. They did hand down 2 cases. Basically, they denied immigrants' pleadings on returning safely returning to their home country after they're deported. And basically, they also told the state of New Jersey that they cannot stop pipeline builders. So they are ruling for it. I think I think it's a win as long as the pipeline builders do it responsibly. I never want to see the environment totally torn up, but I think the technology is there. I've seen pictures where it looks nice and neat, and as long as that can be done, why not? The only thing, and the only thing is as long as the owners of the land that they're taking are fairly compensated, that's a no-brainer. And also the tragedy of the condo collapse at Surfside down in Miami. Um, they still pulling a few bodies out. It's a trickle, but they are starting to get more. Of course, we're seeing a lot of issues with the reports that a lot of people, or at least the people, engineers had warned the owners and the managers that there were some major structural issues. We have heard reports that the managers knew about them, or building owners bought off city officials. So this is just getting started. So get out the popcorn. It's going to be a show over the next several years. But in the meantime, our thoughts and prayers continue to go out for their families. But let's just put it this way. I am so glad I am not one of the owners of that building right now. But one thing we might see is, I did see some reports today where other cities in Florida, including Jacksonville, where we're at, will have may upgrade their codes and stuff, and start to get on builders who've built high-rise residential towers, and there are a few in Jacksonville, to make sure that they are structurally sound. Okay, so keep that in mind. And then the last thing I want to talk about is, most people's favorite airline. It may not be their favorite, but it's certainly a nice one. At least in my opinion, it's nicer than the rest. It's Southwest. It's usually it's my go-to airline. I will check it first when I have to go somewhere. I am going to Washington next week, and I am flying Southwest, and they are, and I try to do it. Depends on their flight schedule. Compared to Delta, they have a lesser flight schedule. And that's one factor. Another factor is, and applause, no check bag fee will stay for the time being. So they came out a couple days ago. The CEO, Bob Jordan, came out, and he will continue. First 2 bags fly free. So I am looking forward to it now. However, that is balanced by a couple things. One, the Southwest and other airlines, but Southwest seems to it's hit Southwest at a higher proportion of cancellations of flights. Now, it's a typical thing. It's there's a lot of things that factor in play. Now, during the summer, when you have the thunderstorms in Atlanta or Miami, that can, if one severe thunderstorm hits Hartsfield Airport in Atlanta, you can kiss the rest of the day goodbye as far as smooth flying, and because of all the connections and everything. So we're seeing a lot of that. Also, the reasons is that Southwest and the other airlines are not fully back up to speed on staffing and planes. Planes are coming in, and I saw where I believe it was Delta, or I think it was United, that announced that they are ordering. I think it was United ordered. I don't want to say for sure. I don't want to spread false news, but the airlines are ordering new planes, which is a very good sign. But of course, the planes will take several years to do that. But to fix, but or to to produce. But at the same time, they need to ramp up their staff to do that. And the fact that their staffing is not fully fixed, combined with the weather, we're seeing a lot of cancellations over the last few weeks. So I am kind of crossing my fingers. However, usually when I leave Jacksonville, it's first thing in the morning. I get to where I need to be. In this case, next week, Seattle, early afternoon their time. So that should be fine. And then if I recall, I am leaving Seattle. Of course, I leave Seattle at 5:20 in the morning, and I think I'm scheduled to come back to Jacksonville 4:20. And I might be missing Atlanta. I'm not sure. So I'm keeping my fingers crossed because we just don't know. And the other thing is, if you're flying this 4th of July weekend, not why. Well, first question, why would you, unless you absolutely have to? Because we'll have to talk about another time. But airline service has become, and it's now mainstream news actually. But airlines are, you want to keep track. You want to be able to receive text alerts. You want to be able to receive, phone calls or something like that from the airline to advise you of any flight changes, delays, or cancellations as soon as possible. So if you're flying over the 4th, it's not going to be easy. I'm certainly not looking forward to the trip. I'm looking forward to seeing my mom, but I'm not looking forward to the flying. So, just be very conservative, plan a lot of time, get to the airport 3 to 4 hours early, especially if you're going to a busier airport, and then just make sure that you are up to date all the time with any possible changes, and hopefully stay out of jail. But that's another story, and we will get to that. I think probably tomorrow. I'll put in the back of my mind for tomorrow. There's a lot of stuff coming out about airline fight clubs setting up. So now we can't talk about them, but we will. So anyway, that's it for today. I definitely appreciate your viewing. Please tell others. If you have any questions, please let me know. And until then, take care and have a great evening. Bye-bye.